Steve Mignoni here with another YouTube video for you all. You might know that I was on staff at Hot Rod Magazine for 77 issues, quite a few years, and I was on the cover a few different times. You might remember this. This is the Budget Beater Streeter cover from the April 1999 issue of Hot Rod Magazine. That's Mike Morgan's Chevy Nova, which was truly a quick car. It went tens for 8,500 bucks. Now he used parts here and there, but it was a legitimate story. And the beauty of this thing is, this is like the first primered car on the cover of Hot Rod in decades. Previous to, well, our arrival at Hot Rod, our being myself, Terry McGeehan, and Jeff Koch, who kind of came from other magazines, East Coast magazines, and Ro McGonigal, also, he was the editor. Gray Basketball, of course, was on staff. But before that, Hot Rod was kind of about shiny cars and wonderful stuff, but it kind of lacked that grit, that do-it-yourself, I can do that kind of thing. So we thought by putting a primered car on the cover, it would send a message that cars don't have to be beautiful to be in Hot Rod or to be fast and worthwhile. And thankfully, this magazine sold incredibly well on the newsstand. It had nothing to do with me or my smiling mug on the cover. But it's interesting. This is the magazine that actually made it to the newsstand. But along the way, there were a variety of, well, test parts. And our art director was a guy named Greg Smith. This is the black and white cover dummy, a mock-up. You can see here there's an AMC. It was just a placeholder, but it was there so he could work out his cover blurbs and stuff. And here is sort of a what-if cover that almost happened. We can see here the difference here is there's a piston and just some different elements on it. In fact, the alloy street head guide at the top versus the difference in font. Another dead end was this cover here, which just has different blurbs and different assortments of them. And these are printed right here on a LaserJet printer. These are just, you know, steps along the way toward the final cover. And keep in mind that the editors and the publishers at any magazine will tell you the most important picture in any magazine is the cover shot. And of course, at Hot Rod Magazine, we lived or died by newsstand sales. So the cover shot had to be perfect, had to be spot on. And this thing right here is what we call a tear sheet. This is the magazine, but before it actually goes to the printer, we get these things here. They're sort of not stapled, and they're larger than normal. And here it is, like a newspaper ready to fall apart in your hands. But this is called a tear sheet. And every month before the magazine came out, we'd get tear sheets, about 5 or 6, and they'd be passed around to the publishers, the writers and stuff. And I always kept my tear sheets. These are cool. They usually wind up in the trash. But another thing that came out of this particular issue, the April 1999, was Johnny Lightning came up with a promotion where they put Hot Rod Magazine cover cars. There was a series of Johnny Lightnings with cover cars that they turned into die-cast replicas, and they did a nice job. This is Mike Morgan's 69 Nova, the Budget Beater Streeter, rendered in 1/64th scale, complete with the primer. The only thing they didn't get was the bird shit on top of the roof. But one thing about this whole program right here is that Johnny Lightning had a deal where you could win $10,000. That thing right there. There's a scratch ticket inside. I have 3 of these, 1, 2, and 3. And I've never scratched one of these tickets. So why don't we? Now, these are from 1999, 2000. These are 21 years old today. So let us open this thing up and see if we have a winner right there. That's a scratch ticket. So let's do this together. All right. Peel this back right here. I hate to do this because packaging is what it's all about with vintage toys, but too bad. Okay, let's open this thing up. Here's the cardboard blister. Send that to the Smithsonian. Here's the little playing card that was part of the deal too. This thing right here. And this is number 2, I think, in a series of 8 or 9 die-cast Matchbox or Johnny Lightning cars that were made by Johnny Lightning. And here's the little toy car. Again, 1/64 scale. Mike Morgan's primered Budget Beater Streeter. Really well rendered. You know, they did a nice job, complete with the dead primer paint. The chassis is correct on this thing. The hood even opens up. There's your little engine. You might have one of these at home. They made, I would say, had to have been at least 10 or 20,000 of these things. But here's the real deal right here. This is the scratch ticket right here. Win $10,000. Here we go. Okay, let's use my special lucky dime. Here's my off-center mint error. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Gonna scratch. Let's do this together. Hang on. Ooh, is it a winner? Oh, okay. Sorry, please try again. Can you see that, Donovan? Yeah, there it is right there. Sorry, please try again. Now let's see, here's the thing. If it was a winner, what's this? It says here, no purchase necessary, legal U.S. residents 18 and older, that's me, void in Puerto Rico and where prohibited. Promotion ends November 15th, 2004, or while supplies last, whichever date is earlier. So, okay, this expired 3 years after 1999 when this thing came out, 2004, 4 years. So it's not a winner, that's okay. But here's the funny thing, I never did hear if there was a winner. I'm sure there was, but with that said, this one ain't a winner. But here's the thing, I got 2 more of these things. Now, if it wasn't expired, 18 years ago, I'd say let's scratch these things. But in the meantime, I'll stick this puppy up on my wall and remember when Johnny Lightning did a 1/64th scale version of Mike Morgan's Budget Beater Streeter. There's no little model of me inside of there, but that's probably for the better. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Magnanti YouTube channel and keep scratching.